Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalam Alaikum everyone. Welcome back to Inventory Management Portal. This is Raza and today I am going to tell you how can we create and design a form for managing the roles that we have created inside the database. Today I am going to tell you how to create a page that helps you to send your roles or insert, update or delete or display your roles on your PHP application and manage your roles via your PHP application within your database. So let's start and have a look what we have today. Okay, so let's first create a new page that is of PHP, HTML5 and create. Okay, now first of all save this page as roles. Okay, I think I have created this page already. Let's first check that. File, open and roles crude. Let's open this page and see what's the thing. Okay, so this is the page that I have already created here. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to add my bootstraps, my jQueries, my everything on this page. So role management should be the title, and save this and then apply your bootstraps. So link, relationship and style sheet, and then href, browse and styles. Select your bootstrap.min and then close this tag. Also attach your jQueries, that should be script and script close and src, browse, and we have to first select the jQuery for us, that is this one. jQuery is also added. Now save this. Bootstrap, jQuery, both are added now. Okay, the first step that we have to do is to create a div here that should be of class container. Okay, to make this form responsive. Okay, and this should be the design. So let's add a design first. Inside this container, let's add another div. That should be of column size. Let's take col 8, col dash 8, and offset should be 2 columns are left from the start. Then come inside and create a div again and close this and write here class equals to form group for creating the form bootstrap. And then now let's add the form, that is form tag close. Come inside this and specify your label. Okay, let me add the form tag. Okay, that's fine, but it's not good at this place. Let me apply form here and close this form outside this div. Make the indentation perfect so that you can understand where you are opening what. Okay, so label open, label close, and write here role, and then specify input type equals to text, because I wanted to take only the role name here. The name of the text box should be role txt, and close. And then we need a button after this. Let me put it a little bit backward, that's fine. Now inside this form group I have this thing, and copy this and paste it below, and here it should not be label, and the input type equals to submit, and the name of the button should be role submit btn. Naming should be very precise so that you can remember everything. Okay, class equals to btn, and btn darker. This is the subclass, and the column size should be 12. That means the complete width of the div of the parent div. Simple. Now save this. Let's add in the text box class equals to form dash control. Okay, because that's a form control. Save it, and now let's see what's the output of this page. So you see, I have zoomed in. Let me make it on normal space. So we have this roles page. Okay, let's add a heading into it. So inside this column 8, let's specify an h2 tag, and right here class equals to text center, and here you can specify role management and save. Let's go back to the browser and refresh. You see there is role management now. And what else I wanted to do here is I wanted to add you can add a table also in this. So let's specify the table here after which div? After this div, but we can add the table right after inside the div as well. So table close. I'm just designing right now. Okay, class equals to you can see we have the table, and then we have the sub classes like table bordered, table borderless, table dark, and there are so many other things. Okay, so let's take table dark, and let's add the tr. I'll use these all within the PHP also, and then td, and then td close, and within this td let's add a th and th, and right here the role that you wanted to check. Okay, roles. Let's save it and go to the page and refresh. You can see we have a table coming for roles, but because there is nothing inside this roles table, that's why it is empty. So what I wanted to do, when I enter the role and when I click the submit button, the roles should be displayed here, and then similarly we can edit the roles, we can update the roles, we can delete the roles, and vice versa. So the next step is to do the further task. Alright, so let's first insert the roles. So for insertion, of course, I need PHP, and one thing that I must do here that I have done for the authentication in the previous lectures, that was action, and then I'll specify my PHP markers here, and right here echo to get the this execution page, and right here $_ server, that should be php_ self, and it should be wrapped into HTML special characters. And then, because in order to avoid from the attacks unnecessary tags that anybody can write, I have already explained why I have done this in the previous lectures. So this is my action, and the method should be post in order to submit the data. So when I submit the data, and the form ID, let me write here ID equals to role form. Okay, so that's my form name. And now let's specify the PHP at the bottom, and come inside and include the connection.php page that we have created in our previous lectures, and let's add include, and we have a page with the name crude.php that we have already created in the previous lectures. So you can see in the crude.php we have this function insert, update, delete. In the connection we have the connection file, and so on. Okay. So let's write here if is set, and the button name is this, and paste it here, but it should be with the $_ post square brackets, and close this. So if this happens, if the button clicked, then what we have to do, we have to validate the data. So in order to validate, so dollar role, I am creating a variable name, and then I am using the validate function. So we have to add another include validate dot php. Okay, and now we can specify a function that is known as validate, and will specify the input, that is dollar underscore post, and then specify your text box name, because the input is coming from this text box. So whatever the text box data is first validated, and then I have already demonstrated this validate function, guys, in the previous lectures. So the data will be trimmed out, the slashes will be removed, and the special characters, if somebody tries to enter that, they will not harm you. So this is the function, validate function. I have already demonstrated that in the previous lectures. Now once you have got the role, now you can check if dollar role, or you can say if not empty dollar role, then come inside and call the function. First of all, write here global, or let's write first dollar con. So you can see it is coming inside the IntelliSense. Okay, it's a global thing. So let's first write here the function name, that was insert underscore update underscore delete, and you can see this is the function coming from my crude PHP, and now it is asking me so the procedure. So let's go back and here, and let's click on the procedures, and you know that I have already created the insert roles, and I have shown I have displayed the the code for this insert roles. Okay, so let's click on this and copy this. Okay, so I'm going to insert with respect to my stored procedures. So I'll write my stored procedure name here along with the array. So I don't have any array right now, so what I can do, I can create an arr array, and I'll pass my dollar role in it. Right now I have only one value, but we can have multiple values, so that will be usable, good thing for us. Okay, so insert this and all that. So let's go back to the crude, and you can see when the data is inserted, it displayed me data inserted, otherwise it will display me not inserted. Okay, when this function executes. So let's go back and check whether the things are working or not. So Chrome, okay, role, let's first submit. You can see nothing happened, and let's add a role, let's say clerk. Okay, and click submit. You can see it showed me inserted. We can make it more beautiful, we can display it in a more beautiful manner. Okay, at this place. Now the next thing that we have to do is to, after the data is inserted, let's verify whether we have inserted the roles in the table or they are there or not. So inventory and the roles, you see we have now clerk added inside the database table, that is roles. Now I wanted to view the roles. So how can I view the roles? For that purpose, let's specify PHP markers at this place, question mark PHP, and at this point I am closing. Okay, but whenever we do PHP, we have to put everything, every HTML thing inside the echo tag, something like this. And when you apply single double quotes already, then you have to put single quotes in the internal double quotes. So that's your table first. Now echo and tr open, tr close, then let's make it like this. Then we have to write echo double quotation mark and double quotation mark. I am transforming my table with PHP. Okay, similarly echo, and you have to specify here, close the tr tag. That's one effort, and then again echo. So dynamic table will be generated. That's it. Now what we have to do, we have to specify the things for, you can say, you can get for retrieval. So for retrieval, do we have anything? We don't have anything right now. Doesn't matter, that does not matter. So let's come here and write the retrieval code at this point. So first of all, let's write here a variable that is known as query is equals to, and you write here call, and then the procedure name, that is in st underscore get roles. So let's write here st underscore get roles, and then round brackets open close. That's it. So this is a simple query. Now what I want to do, I wanted to execute this query. So $result, a variable I am creating here, and I am executing my query with the help of mysqli underscore query. Okay, and here it asks me to please provide the connection. So do we have the connection? Yes, we have the connection. And then it is asking me the query, that is $query. After executing the query, because there can be multiple results, so I can use, because multiple roles are there, so I'll use the while loop and come inside, and you can write here while row, a single row is equals to mysqli. I wanted to fetch every row one by one, so mysqli underscore fetch underscore row. And now what it asks me, it asks me for result, so I'll pass my result here and close the bracket. Now what will happen, every time this loop will execute, and every row of that result that came in with respect to the query will come and store inside this row, and then we'll individually display. So before this while loop executes, let's first remove this code here from here and put it before while. Okay, after this while loop, let's echo a tr tag inside the while loop, semicolon, copy the line, paste it, and close the tr tag, and then inside this let's paste it again and make here td and td close. Okay, and then here I wanted to display the record that I have fetched. So what I can write here, I can simply write here $raw of, and then the column name that was 0 and 1. Let me show you that. So if I use st underscore get roles in SQL, let us see what is the output for this. Call st underscore get roles, simple, and now execute this. You see what I have get, the ID and the role. Okay, so let's call these two things, ID and the role. The first column is the ID, so it's on 0, and let's copy this and paste it in front of this and make it 1. Now save. But here on the heading part, let's copy and paste it here, and you can specify here, let's say for the current time being I'm writing here ID. I will hide the ID later on, but right now let's just keep it simple. Okay, so mysqli underscore fetch underscore row, and every row will be displayed in the table dynamically on runtime with the help of this while loop. Let's save this and run this page again. So you can see it is showing me that the con is undefined variable and all the things, because you have specified PHP at this point. Let's copy and paste it here. Okay, and save. These are the things that we require. Let's check it now. So guys, see what is the output automatically when you specify things. Okay, it's saying that cannot redeclare, insert, update, delete previously declared in this line. Okay, so you can see, because this is your first PHP execution, let's remove or comment them from this side, static / static and static / I have commented them out and saved. Okay, the table is not looking good as display, so let's go and remove this. So table active or hover, let's say. It's a good symbol for hovering. Okay, so you can see now the things are coming fine and the error was removed. Okay, now let's add another role. After this, let's say CEO, submit. So you can see when the data is inserted, you can see, but the data is not loaded here. So we should load the record with respect to the data that is displaying here. Okay, so when we are inserting, we should call this function again. So where is the insert code? Here we have the insert code. So after this, we have to put this inside a function. Okay, this code inside a function, so that we can call it on the same page again and again. So let's create a function here. Function retrieve roles. Okay, and curly brackets, open close, come inside and put this code or cut this code from here and paste it here. So I have entered all the record inside all the code inside my function that is known as retrieve roles. Now let's cut these things also and paste them here and save. After this, because retrieve roles are there, so you have to call this function retrieve roles here and save. Okay, function created, function called. When the page will be loaded, this function will be executed. Now when you insert the record, the function should be again displayed. Sorry, you can see retrieve roles. So the code is not repeated again and again. Now let's see what's the output. Okay, it's saying that the function, the things are not executed. Okay, for that purpose, let's add global $con. Now let's check what's the output. Refresh, you can see now. Okay, because connection is stored inside this file, and because you have used the function, so inside the function the global things are not directly accessible, so you have to add a global keyword so that the connection that you have created inside the connection file should be utilized inside this connection. So now you can see my roles are displayed at this position. Now let's add another role, let's say ABC, and submit. When I have submit, but it is displayed me an error. Let me remove that. Data is inserted, but it is not directly displayed here. Let's check it again. Okay, the reason behind that was the results were not appropriate, because this role will be executed only when you click on the role submit button. But if I don't want to click on the role submit button, by default all the roles should be displayed. So instead of this place, I am directly calling this function here, retrieve roles. Let us see what is the output and refresh. Continue. Okay, you can see still the warning is appearing, and let's remove the warnings also. So let me write here error underscore reporting. That should be 0, so that warnings should not be displayed. You can see, but the table is generated again. I have to remove that because of this retrieve roles. This is happening, and I should remove this. Let's remove this again and save, and now refresh. Okay, so DEF, another role, let's add DEF, submit. The data is inserted, but the page is not refreshed, but we have to do a code that automatically updates the roles list. Okay, for the current time being, what I can do, I can just remove this retrieve roles and paste it here. After insert, we'll only see the records, otherwise we'll not see the records. So you can see right now no record are coming, and let me add here JJJ as a role, and when I submit, you can see the table is displayed perfectly. Okay, now what I can do, I can create another button that can be utilized as a view button in order to view roles. Okay, so let's do that, let's go to the source code, that is this one, and specify the value of this button as save, or you can write here add role. Okay, let's add another button, view roles, but it should be column 6. Half of this is this, copy and paste, and it should be role view button. Okay, and right here view roles, and it should also be submit. But this time when you are submitting the record, so you have to check what type of submission is this. So if the role submit button is clicked, then you have to insert and retrieve the roles. Else if, and copy this code and paste it here and curly brackets and come inside. So when this button is clicked, which button? This button, view role view button. Let's paste it here. When this button is clicked, what we have to do, we have to simply call this retrieve roles. That's it. Save it here. Now let's go back and try. So you can see now I have two buttons, view roles. You can see my roles are displayed, and now when I click on the role, let's say BBB, and add role, so you can see so both are the things that are working. Now I wanted to make them in a row. Two buttons are not looking good, so what I can do, I can simply remove this. How can I make them arranged perfectly? So let's make it column 3 and column 3, but the problem is I have used form group, so everything come in a single line. So you can see now it is perfect because the size was not satisfying. Okay, let's give you a 4. Let's see what will be the output, and save, and come here and refresh, continue. Okay, and now let's specify the offset from the beginning of this button. So column 4 and offset should be 2. Let's see what is the output of this, so that it becomes a little bit. Now it's fine. Okay, it's coming perfectly in the middle, and now we have to make sure this message, so add role and view roles, both are the thing. Now let's change this table UI. So this is my table. Now I wanted to convert this ID. I am not going to show this ID, but instead I'll use here input type equals to single quotes radio, and value of this will be this raw. I am passing my ID of every role to this radio button. Okay, and now the name of this radio button should be name, and let us take here ID radio button and close this RB, and it should be class single quotes because double quotes are already there. Do we have any radio? Okay, so you can see custom radio. Let's check what's the output of this transformation. Refresh, continue. You can see now instead of the ID, I have these radio buttons. Okay, now let's arrange these tables with respect to the div. So echo and semicolon. Let's copy the div that we have here, that is call 8 and offset 2. So come here and paste, and sorry, not at this at this point. Yes, at this point let's add a div, and the class should be call 8. So class equals to call 8 offset 2, and copy this, and where the table ends paste it, remove this everything and put this forward slash. Let's check what's the output. Refresh, continue. So you can see now my table is giving me a good user interface. Now the next step is to add the edit button or the update button and the delete button. Okay, so for that purpose let's add some columns here inside my table. So add a td close, and here we can specify input type equals to submit, okay, and value equals to delete. You can specify icons as well, but right now leave it. Okay, so this is my button, and the class of this button should be btn, and btn let me write here btn dash dark and save. Let's see what's the output of this. Refresh. So you can see now I have the delete button with respect to, so I wanted to delete. When I click on the delete button, this role should be deleted, or when I click on the update button or the edit button, this role should be edited, and then so on. Okay, so let's specify the other buttons also. So btn dark, and there are other things. Let me specify, copy this first. That's my, okay, the name of the button is not yet given, so the name of the button is delete btn. Copy this button and copy this whole td at this point till this point and paste it, and now that's my edit button, and it should be edit and save. And let's copy and cut this td and paste it here first before delete. So paste. Let me make it arrange in a proper manner. So that's my td, or let me reduce the font size so that you can be able to see it more accurately. Let's make it 12 and 12. Okay, I hope you can now able to see what I'm going to show. So that's my first td, that's my second td, that's my third td. Okay, here we have delete, edit button, edit, and then delete, and finally we wanted to add another button. So I'm going to copy this and paste it before delete, and it should be update, and the update button, update btn, and then save. Let's see what's the output now. Come here and refresh. So now I have edit, update and delete and the IDs. So what I can do, when I click here, this data should be edited. When I click on the update, that data should be updated, and then the delete. Okay, so instead of putting everything inside separate td, let's remove this td. Okay, not remove this td, remove this td and this td and this td. So all the buttons are now in one td. Now let's check what's the output. So guys, see, now they are looking much better, and let's give them a heading that will be inside the th. So we can specify here table heading and table heading close, and let's add here actions. Okay, actions, save, come here, refresh, continue. So you can see now the things are coming in a good manner. So you can move these alignments or the buttons on the right hand side as well. So Let's come here and in this TD, that is the buttons TD. Here we can write class equals to single quotes text align text right, okay, text left, text right. Let's check what's the output. Refresh, continue. You can see now things are up to the mark. Okay, now I think that today's time is about to finish, so I hope you have understood the things, guys. In the next class we will continue after this effort. We'll continue the next effort by specifying things, but I think I should tell you the delete and the other stuff. Let's do the delete also from here. Today we have seen the insert, and now let's do the delete also. Okay, let's go. So you can see when that delete button will be clicked, so you have to specify here the delete button. So the delete button name is this. When the delete button is clicked, okay, then what you have to do, you have to remove the data, but first of all we have to check whether the ID is there or not. So if is set and $_post, and you have to specify your radio button name, that is IDRB, copy and paste it here and come inside. If the value is there inside the radio button, that means when you check that radio button, okay, then come inside and create a variable that is known as ID and get the value of that. So $_post and specify here the name, that is this one, because our ID of the role is inside this radio button. Now what we can do, we can simply write here insert the function that we have created. So you can see how things are becoming easier for us once the base is set. So because delete is there, so let's go to the for deletion. When we do not pass any array, then what will happen? Let me check. The query will be this, and then replace, and then query will be executed. Okay, that's fine. So we don't have to pass any input. Yes, one input is there. I have to pass the ID. Okay, fine. So let's go back and go to the source code, and here I'll specify the insert, update, delete, and then the parameter, the stored procedure that was delete role. Let's copy this name, and I have to pass the ID as parameter. So okay, this, and let's specify an array because I have to pass an array here. So ARR equals to array, and then specify your $ID, okay, and then we have to pass that ARR, simple, and then let's close this. Okay, but the problem is we have to make this message that we have displayed here. Let me click, sorry, the message that we have displayed here, that is crude insert. Instead of inserted and deleted, we have to pass the message also. So what I can do, I can simply specify the message $MSG, and I'll specify the message $MSG, and here I'll write here error occurred while performing action. That's it. So that's a general message. Save now, and now where I have used these functions, I have to give the message also. So where I have inserted, at this point insert roles, I have to pass a message that should be, let's say, role added successfully. That's my one message, and let's copy this, and at this point I'll pass a dynamic message, role deleted successfully, remove this double quotes. Now that's fine. Okay, what was the problem now? Okay, double quotes. Okay, this is the problem. Now that's fine. Okay, so role deleted successfully. The message will be displayed when somebody clicked on this, and the delete role will be executed, the ID will be passed, and then now let's go and on the page and check what's the output. So view roles, we have these all the roles. Let's click on ABC and delete. Okay, something happened? No. Okay, so things are not working. Let's go inside the database and check the roles table again. So you can see ABC is there, the data is not deleted. We have to check why the data is not deleted. Let's specify the ID echo $ID. Okay, save it and Chrome, and then let's view the roles and then select the this and click on the delete button. So you can see it is not working. I think it's the problem is inside. So delete btn, value is delete, type equals to submit, everything is fine. Okay, if the button is clicked, right, then this should happen. Okay, so the problem is we have to specify the form tag also at this particular point. Okay, so we have to specify form tag when we are retrieving the data. So echo a dynamic form, let's generate form action self, method should be post. Okay, and it should be something like this. So form, after this form let's close this form at this point here and remove these all and something like this. So when the data is submitted with respect to this delete, now let's check what's the output after specifying the form tag. Okay, view roles, and now when you select anything and delete, you can see data deleted successfully. When you click on the view, now you cannot see this. So I hope you have got what I have done. Let's click on the delete on BBB. So nothing happened. View roles, BBB is there. Okay, so we have to make a message here that please select any ID first and something like that. Let me do that for you also. So where is that? When somebody tries to delete, okay, and if it is not set, else, instead of going somewhere else, just echo a message that is please select any role first. Okay, so save it and let's check what's the output. Refresh, continue. Okay, so when I click on the BBB, you can see it's saying that please select the role first, and we have to load the list again because the data is disappearing. For that purpose, let's write here retrieve roles, save, and let's refresh. View roles first. Now let's click on the delete. You can see now the data is again there and the message is there. Okay, so instead on this message, let us write the p tag and p tag close and make it a class and text align center and text danger. Okay, and save. Now let's see the output. Okay, so we have the view roles. Now when I click on the delete button, you can see please select any role first, and now when I click on the admin and click on the delete, you see the message is displayed, but I don't want to display the message something like this. I'll display the message in an appropriate manner. So what I can do, I can specify the message inside this. So dollar result res equals to this, and whatever the result is, it will be stored here. And now I'll echo this result, because I have returned, when you see inside the CRUD function, I have returned the message. You can see I have echoed the message, sorry. So instead of this echo, let's return the message, return and return. So I will then display, okay. But what you can do one more thing here. Instead of this, let's write here the double quotation marks and the p tag. You can do the same task here also, and p tag close, and then you have to specify the class, and the class should be okay, because you can see here there are no bootstraps and no CSSs, so that's why it's better to write instead of adding bootstraps and all the things, let's make it return, that return this message please, or return this message please, okay, when something will happen. After this, let's go back and specify here, because now the result will be returned and stored inside res. Now what we can do, we can display the p tag that we have done for the delete stuff. Let us take that, okay. So copy and paste it here, and instead of text danger, you can write here text info, because we are going to display info, and here we can display $res, okay. So the message will be displayed. And what is this? This is the thing that we have done already. After the deletion happens, the data should display again. So let's copy and paste it below and save. Let's see what's the output. Okay, for insertion we have to do the same. So $res, copy and paste it here. So the result will be returned that roles added successfully, and then we have to display the message and then display the list. Let's now finalize the thing. Okay, role, so first of all view the roles. So we have all the roles. You can see it is displaying that please select any role. Okay, let's delete. So when we are deleting the role deleted successfully, we have to hide this thing. Okay, role deleted successfully. Now let's add a role. Let's say ABC again, and add a role. When you are adding the role, you can see role added successfully. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now I think that's enough for today. It's already 48 minutes. So we'll see the next part of this particular lecture in the next video. So if you hopefully guys, because I'm not only demonstrating the insert, update, delete, I am going to make a beautiful responsive application in order to save the record. So this is one time effort. In the next lecture we'll see the other stuff as well. So thank you so much. Please do try these things by yourself, and if you do not understand anything, please do write me. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.